Here's the thing that no one tells you about rich people and watches in 2025. They're moving in silence, buying watches that you won't find plastered all over influencer wrists or Vegas billboards. These aren't hype pieces, they're smart pieces. Quiet killers with insane build, heritage, and value, but they don't scream for attention. Stick around, everybody, because today we're going to be cracking open the vault on 7 watches that the wealthy are snagging without saying a word. Number 1, the Blancpain Tribute to 50 Fathoms Mil-Spec 1. This isn't just a dive watch, it's a deep-sea legend reissued with quiet authority. The original from 1953 set the bar, but this modern tribute brings back the rare Mil-Spec 1 feature, a moisture indicator at 6 o'clock. That tiny half-white, half-orange circle, it's a lifesaver. If water sneaks inside, the white turns orange. Simple, brilliant, and critical for the original combat divers who wore it. The 40mm polished case feels vintage, but sharp, with a matte black dial and radium-toned superluminova that nails the retro military aesthetic. The sapphire-coated bezel, an innovation that Blancpain pioneered in 2003, keeps it scratch-resistant without losing that classic diver's edge. With 300 meters water resistance and a movement built to take pressure, this is the real deal. Not a fashion diver, but a heritage tool wrapped in modern toughness. At $14K, it's the kind of piece that seasoned collectors quietly scoop up before the rest of the world remembers what it is. Number 2, the Panerai Submersible Bronzo. This isn't just a dive watch, it's a slow-burning legend that evolves with you. Housed in a 42mm solid bronze case, this submersible doesn't come pre-aged or factory distressed. It's built to develop its own story. A rich, rugged patina that deepens over time based on how or where you wear it. No two will ever age the same, and that's the point. The anti-clockwise rotating bezel with its deep-cut scale gives it that raw tool watch personality, while the matte green dial ties perfectly into the bronze warmth. Military, earthy, and unfiltered. Small seconds sit cleanly at 9 o'clock, and a subtle date window balances things at 3. The P900 automatic caliber inside ticks with 171 components, a 3-day power reserve, and enough shock resistance to make this more than just a pretty face. The strap, a rugged brown leather, feels like it belongs on an adventurer who just walked off a yacht in Sardinia. And with a price tag hovering at around $18,500, it's one of the rare few watches that wears luxury like armor. Rich collectors snag this not to keep pristine, but to wear hard and let time leave its mark. Bronzo is bronze with swagger, and it's quietly iconic. Number 3, Vacheron Constantin Overseas Dual Time. This piece doesn't try to prove it belongs, it just does. Wrapped in 18-karat pink gold, the Overseas Dual Time strikes the rare balance between sporty functionality and total elegance. The green lacquered dial is where it all starts. Sunburst satin finished in the center, ringed with a velvet finished outer track, and accented with snailed subdials that shift under light like ripples in water. The dual time hands and markers in red and pink gold catch the eye without shouting for it. But what makes this such a sleeper favorite among quiet collectors is its versatility. You're not just getting one watch, you're getting 3. Swap out the polished gold bracelet for a textured green calfskin strap. Or go full utilitarian with the matching rubber band. All interchangeable, all built to transition effortlessly from business jet to rooftop bar. Through the sapphire caseback, the mechanical ballet of the in-house caliber beats steadily beneath layers of anti-magnetic protection. At just over $80K, it is the kind of piece that the ultra-wealthy love. Refined, practical, and still flying under the radar while dripping with silent confidence. Number 4, Breguet Tradition 7097. This is the kind of watch that makes seasoned collectors pause. Not because it's flashy, but because it isn't. The Breguet Tradition 7097 wears its mechanics on its sleeve, literally. The 40mm white gold case frames a partially open dial where nearly every bridge, gear, and spring is exposed like a living blueprint. It's not decoration, it's the movement itself. ticking in full view. Offset at 12 o'clock, a silvered gold subdial displays the hours and minutes with classic Breguet hands, while the standout feature, the retrograde seconds hand, swings across the top half of the dial in a clean arc, then snaps back with precision like a metronome for the elite. It's hypnotic. The black crocodile strap completes the aesthetic, refined, quiet, and deliberate. Through the sapphire caseback, the movement reveals even more architectural complexity that only deepens on closer inspection. At just over $43K, this isn't for beginners or brand chasers. It's for those who appreciate mechanical transparency and timeless restraint. This is what the rich wear when they want to flex taste, not trend. Number 5. Vacheron Constantin Overseas Perpetual Calendar Ultra Thin. This isn't just horology, it's mechanical poetry at 8.1 millimeters thin. Wrapped in 18-karat white gold, this ultra-slim case conceals a perpetual calendar so precise that it won't need correction until 2100. That is nearly 80 years of mechanical intelligence on your wrist, ticking away in silence. The sunburst satin blue dial brings depth and elegance, layered with velvet finished tracks and gold moon phase discs shimmering in a midnight sky. Every detail speaks in low tones. Refined, snailed counters, gold hour markers with subtle superluminova, and a transparent sapphire back that reveals the caliber 1120 QP's quiet brilliance. But what makes this watch a quiet favorite among the ultra-wealthy is its triple bracelet system. Whether it's white gold for formal flair, blue leather for elegance, or rubber for a sporty edge, each switch takes seconds and feels like a new watch. The bracelet's Maltese cross motif? A wink to those who know. This isn't for flash or photos. This is for those who have been around long enough to respect the craftsmanship that doesn't beg for attention. At $120K, it's luxury that doesn't need to talk, because everything else around it already knows. Number 6. Patek Philippe Grand Complications Retrograde Perpetual Calendar. This isn't just a watch, it's a royal artifact that happens to tick. The 38mm case is sculpted from warm rose gold, but what truly sets it apart is the hand engraving. Every swirl and flourish is done entirely by artisans, no machines, making each piece as unique as a signature. The silver opaline dial radiates a soft, noble glow, perfectly framed by crisp black Roman numerals and an elegantly sweeping retrograde date hand that snaps back to 1 with mechanical finesse. The brown alligator strap, rich in texture and lined for comfort, is fastened by a rose gold folding clasp that closes with a muted, satisfying click. The in-house 26330S QR movement keeps it all in motion, offering a perpetual calendar, moon phase, leap year tracker, and sweeping seconds, all neatly displayed without visual clutter. This is not a watch that you buy to show off. It's a watch that you wear like an heirloom. Quiet, considered, impossibly refined. The kind of piece that speaks volumes without saying a word. At $208,619, it's less of a purchase and more of a private invitation into horological royalty. Subtle power, perfectly measured. And finally, number 7, Richard Mille Carbon Flyback Chronograph Open Work Dial. This doesn't rest on your wrist, it commands it. Engineered from ultralight carbon TPT, the 49.94mm case might look massive, but it feels like air. That contrast is the flex. Rugged motorsport strength, feather-light feel. The carbon bezel adds stealth, while the open-work dial puts the movement in full view, like watching a high-performance engine rev in slow motion. Sapphire crystal seals it all in, offering a panoramic look at the flyback chronograph, ready to reset and restart with a tap. It's not just functional, it's mechanical choreography. Pushers shaped like McLaren paddle shifters line the side, and the crown looks more aerospace grade than horology. The black rubber strap hugs the wrist like a track glove, secured by a double fold clasp that doesn't budge, whether you're hitting G-forces or rooftop lounges. Every element screams speed, precision, and innovation. It doesn't blink, it doesn't beg. This is Richard Mille's idea of an understatement. where 350K isn't for decoration, but for disruption. It's what the rich buy when Rolex feels cute. Unapologetically modern, defiantly niche, and built for those who know what power looks like when it's been finely tuned, not flaunted. Well, now you know. Real money isn't loud, it's calculated. These watches aren't sitting in display cases under spotlights. They are on the wrists of people who could buy the big names, but choose not to. This is the new flex. Understated, rare, and well thought out. If any of these watches hit you right in the horological soul, let me know down in the comments. And if you have a low-key grail on your radar, drop it for the squad. Smash that like if you're into quiet power and clean wrists. Make sure to subscribe for more behind the curtain watch content, and I'll see you next time, where time is money, but style's the real currency.